Hey guys, this is your boy Joe back at it again, CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again. All right, guys. So today's topic is, who actually uses Ruby on Rails? Hey guys, this video is brought to you by viewers like you and people that support our website, CodingPhase.com. Go check it out. Over 20 courses in there that's going to guide you to become a developer from the beginning to becoming a pro. All right, so basically, one of the most famous ones that till this day still uses Ruby on Rails, okay, is Airbnb. All right, Airbnb is one of the most famous websites out there. It's like literally the best website to book not even a hotel, but like an experience. Book somebody's house, book somebody's room. Just you come in wherever you at. You could say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Tokyo. I want to rent out a house." Cool, pretty simple. You come in, you rent it out, and that's it. Got millions of users. It's super popular all over the globe. It's not just the United States. Everybody knows about Ruby on not Ruby on Rails, Airbnb. So, and it's cool because they still use Ruby on Rails to this day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna point this out. A lot of companies started with Ruby on Rails. You got Twitter, you got Twitch TV, you got who else? You got Hulu.com. You have like so many websites that if it weren't for Ruby on Rails, they wouldn't be where they at right now. Okay. One of the things that you have to understand when it comes to Ruby on Rails is an amazing framework for you guys that have ideas, have an idea to come up with a new startup, a new service, something, right? And you want to come in and you want to build it as soon as possible. That's where Ruby on Rails really shines. It just gives you so many different things, so many options that just opens your doors as a developer, right? So a client might come to you and be like, "Hey man, I want to create the next Facebook." Perfect, Ruby on Rails. Somebody comes in and tells you, "Hey man, I want to do the next Kickstarter." Perfect, Ruby on Rails. "Hey, I want to create something where, it's just like genius.com where people could come in and basically break down each line and leave a comment about each line on the lyrics, right?" Ruby on Rails. You got an e-commerce website, Ruby on Rails. You got anything that you could think of, Ruby on Rails, guys. So let's continue with this. The next one is Shopify. Shopify, everything about Shopify is made with Ruby on Rails. And then not only that, but their system, the way how to edit the templates for stores is basically with Ruby. And if you're used to what is it, ERB, basically you're very comfortable with it. You can come in and start selling your services on Shopify. You could create different applications for clients online. I know a lot of people have been wanting to talk about Shopify, how important it is, and currently right now in the industry is very important. Like you have WordPress for PHP, right? Then Shopify is like the WordPress, but for online stores. Okay, so pretty much everybody's using Shopify. They have a store, they want to sell things online, they use Shopify. Okay, now as a developer, it's a very good skill to have to know Ruby and Ruby on Rails because you don't know how many clients is gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey man, I want you to build me an online store." And you can say, "Hey man, we could use the platform of Shopify and I can create a custom made template for you. I can create a custom a couple of different applications for it because you could create applications within Shopify. So you could sell those as services too and make your money. You know what I mean? Then you have Indiegogo. Indiegogo is pretty famous. Is like another Kickstarter. Also, Kickstarter too started with Ruby on Rails. Basically, right now, Indiegogo, everything's still done with Ruby on Rails. Everything that you see is all done with Ruby on Rails. I believe now they use what else they're using Ruby on Rails automatically. But yeah, let's see what else. Dribble, the website that I tell you guys to go visit all the time whenever you need a new design. All of this is made with Ruby on Rails. The guys who built this, they made it. I think it was like two guys. One was the designer, and the other one was the developer, and they made this multi-million-dollar company by themselves. And now this whole website is maintained, I believe, with five people. So that shows you like how much power Ruby on Rails has. Like literally, you could come in, come up with an idea, build it, push it out to the world, put it on Product Hunt, put it on, all the websites that let you beta test the sites, and from there on, that's it. Once it's rolling and your website is growing, and your startup start getting bigger, then sky's the limit. Another one is GitHub. All of this is done with Ruby on Rails. You use GitHub every single day. And all of this is basically done with Ruby on Rails. Okay? Very simple, very easy website. But if it wasn't because of Ruby on Rails, this probably wouldn't have picked up as soon as it did. And nowadays we use it, and it's all because of Ruby on Rails. You get what I'm saying? Now, there's a lot of websites, like I said. There's Twitch. Twitch started with Ruby on Rails. Twitter started with Ruby on Rails. Uh, what else? Hulu.com started with Ruby on Rails. And at some point, depending on your business model and depending on what type of content you're delivering, you do get to upgrade to something else. All right. But this is where I tell people all the time. Let's say if you have, I don't know, you have an e-commerce website and you don't need like a live chat room, right? You don't need a live chat room where you have, 500,000 concurrent people, concurrent requests at the same time. You don't need to upgrade something to Scala. You don't need to upgrade something to Golang. You don't need to upgrade something to even Node.js. You just don't need that at all, right? Because it's like you gotta find what exactly is your website, what exactly is your application for first. Plus, you really want to find out if it's even gonna work. Sometimes you come in and you say, "Hey, man, we have an idea for this application. It's gonna blow up big, right?" And you start thinking, "Hey, man, this thing's gonna be so huge. We gotta scale. We gotta scale this from now. It's like let's prepare for scaling. Once we have 5 million subscribers, let's say, for example." We have 500, 100 million subscribers. Before we get to 100 million subscribers from the scratch, from the beginning, let's come in, let's build everything in Scala, right? Java or Scala or even freaking C sharp or whatever, C, right? We're going to scale it from the beginning before we even start coding. Then you realize that your code base is taking you forever, and you're like, wait, we still haven't released anything. And then a dude that's in his house with the same idea as you comes in and says, I'm going to use Ruby on Rails. I'm going to try to see if this application works. He releases it to the world. Now he's the first one. Now everybody knows that, hey, freaking Teletubby.com, that's the place where you get your Teletubbies. If you could have freaking released it before, instead of you thinking like, hey, man, I got a plan for scaling, once I get to 100 million. You don't even know if this application is going to get to 100 million. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to build things accordingly, especially when, you're trying to build something as soon as possible and release something out to the world. Okay? Now, like I said, a lot of the things that people say online, be like, oh, Ruby's slow, Ruby is this and that. Guys, yes, it's slow. Python is slow, but somehow Python is thriving. Everybody's talking about it, right? Python is slow. PHP is slow. You get what I'm saying? So it's like all the languages that's out there, they're slow. JavaScript is slow. Now, it's all relative to comparing them to C or comparing them to Golang or comparing them to Crystal Lang. Every other language below them, they're slow. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta take it with a grain of salt. And not listen to everybody's BS online. But I wanted to show you guys a couple of websites that people are still using them. Um, and basically every single day, new websites pop up. If you come in and you start going in, like let's say this, click on Ruby on Rails. This app is called Wappalizer. It shows you all the different websites that people use. Basically, you got codepen.io, getlab.com, getbootstrap.com, OneSignal, code.tutsplus.com. Well, tutsplus.com, the whole website is made with Ruby on Rails. MyFitnessPal, browserstack.com, fontawesome.io is built with Ruby on Rails. Um, you know, there's like so much, man. Like so many different websites. You could come in and try to figure out over 160,000 websites that this application has actually crawled, like that use Ruby on Rails. There's so many different ones. If you come in, you start going, like, okay, going in even deeper. You're like, hey, I'm trying to find out which one's using Ruby, because also too, you could come here and check, see Ruby programming languages. You start seeing which ones get used. Atom.io, Get T, One Signal, all the same ones that we just saw right now. But yeah, man, this is a perfect way to see exactly what websites is out there. Okay, but yeah, man. So I'm gonna see you guys later. Come to the website, guys. This Ruby on Rails course that I'm building is pretty legit. We going in very deep into it, and we're gonna create like a Craigslist clone. Like you're gonna get to learn how to build everything from scratch. So any idea that you might have, any type of startup that you might think like, hey man, what if I was to create a service for firefighters, right? What if I was to create a service for you know I don't know, artists who want to find people to collaborate. Freaking how about I create a freaking service for developers to collaborate? Like there's so many ideas that you could come up with. Like you guys probably know things that you want to build. So yeah, man, definitely check it out. All right. So I'm gonna see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com.